Fuck that crowd. That was one of the worst crowds in WWE history. It was fucking horrible. They didn't give a shit about anything or anyone. It was incredible. I was astonished how little they cared. Do these people even watch wrestling? Why did you even go to a show if you're just going to sit on your hands for 3 hours? Just stay home and watch something else. Lafayette, Louisiana is a fucking embarrassment. That was just a horrible crowd. I can't believe how fucking bad they were. And what's the thing that really pisses me off, it had to be this episode where they debuted 4 top NXT stars. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Ricochet, and Aleister Black all debuted on this show. And I'm afraid Vince McMahon is going to look at this reaction and freak out and devalue all 4 of these guys and take away any push they were going to get when they come to the main roster. Because I don't think they're going to debut. I don't think they're going to be regulars. I think they'll might come up after WrestleMania, but I don't think right now. But I'm concerned now for their future because this fucking asshole crowd, you fucking assholes. Fuck Lafayette, Louisiana. Fuck you guys. I don't usually blame the crowds when they're dead because the product sucks, but the product hasn't been this bad. This crowd was inexcusably terrible tonight. Anyway, let's talk about Raw. You had Triple H come out. We talked about the match, in which, the matches that these guys are going to be participating in. You're going to see all 4 NXT stars. Crowd was dead. He talked about Becky Lynch, and if she comes back, she's going to be charged with crimes, and she's going to go to prison and stuff like that. I didn't really care to see Triple H out there. He just bores me. And eventually he has to make a rematch of the worst match from the pay-per-view. It's Strowman and Corbin in the tables match. And this match pissed me off. Something's up with Braun Strowman. I don't know what he did. There's rumors, there's been dirt sheet reports that Strowman has a bad attitude backstage. There's people who are unhappy with him, and he's lost his major push. You can clearly tell that's the case. He's a guy. He's an upper mid-carder, but he's not going to be a top guy. He's in the main event scene. He might he's possibly even get the title run. You never know. But it doesn't look like that's the direction. It looks like he's going to be an upper mid-carder for right now. There's something up. Like 2 years ago, I thought Braun Strowman should have been the guy. When I started to do reviews on this channel, I was saying replace Roman Reigns with Braun Strowman as the top guy. You can't even think to say that now. Strowman beat Corbin, even though Corbin dominated the majority of the match. No Lashley and McIntyre, so I don't see what the point of last night was. They didn't even mention him. It was just, this sucked. They had to have Baron Corbin pin Braun Strowman last night. It was fucking bullshit. Paul Heyman comes out and Strowman threatens him and grabs him by the neck, and it's just, I didn't care. I hate hearing Paul Heyman talk. I'm so sick of his fucking promos. It's the exact same goddamn promo for 5 years now. The same shit. It's always Brock Lesnar, blah, 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 blah. He hypes up the opponent, blah, 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 blah. I'm so fucking sick of hearing this guy talk. I don't give a shit about Paul Heyman. So, I'm just going to skip over that. We go to Balor coming out. He's cutting a promo. He's interrupted by Lio Rush. And then Lashley attacks Balor. And I guess Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley rejoined. It's like they just changed their mind. It looked like they were going to push Lashley, McIntyre, and Corbin as this top heel faction. It's like they're this heel version of the Shield. And now all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley is back with Lio Rush. And it looks like Corbin's not affiliated with the other two anymore. And it looks like McIntyre's going to be on his own. So what the fuck was that about? What the fuck was the point of that? Anyway, they attack him, and then Ricochet makes the save, and then we have a tag match. So Ricochet makes his main roster debut, teaming up with Finn Balor against Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. They let Ricochet shine here. The match went on for a long time. It's like some of these matches went on forever. They had Lashley get some heat. I mean, they did well. Like they did stuff on the outside of dive to use Lashley to. I mean, it was going to be tough to have Lashley sell for either one of these two, to be honest, in a straight wrestling match. But they did some cool dives, innovative spots. They had Lio Rush take the pin from Ricochet, so Ricochet and Balor get the win. They show Natalya talking to Triple H backstage. Drew McIntyre walks in and he's mad. It's like he didn't even talk about what happened with Strowman last. So it's so like Vince probably ripped up the script at 3:00. They had to change everything. That's what probably happened. Ambrose says he wants to wrestle Drew, and he slaps him, and then Triple H makes the match. Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre, like anyone cares. You have the fucking Lucha's host party. I don't blame the crowd for this. You have the fucking Lucha host party against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Who the fuck wants to watch that? I'm yawning. A fucking Lucha host party. I have Heavy Machinery being interviewed on the stage by Charlie Caruso, who looks just stunning in this short dress she's wearing. My God. They're looking forward to who they're going to face. They're going to push Otis. I don't know how they're going to use Tucker. I don't know what's going to happen to Tucker Knight once Vince becomes infatuated with Otis, but we'll see. Lacey Evans is actually going to get a huge push. She comes out. It's a horrible fucking interaction with Otis and Tucker. She's supposed to be getting a major push. She fucking sucks. She's just a blonde who can't wrestle. How many times do I have to fucking go through this with WWE? There's no one's revolution until you stop pushing women like Lacey Evans. Stop fucking pushing them. They're going to have to keep going through this process over and over. She might be the opponent for Asuka. It's possible it's Lacey Evans and Asuka, and Lacey Evans wins the title from Asuka at WrestleMania. They're going to do that. They're going to give her a big push. She's supposed to get a major push, and she's fucking horrible. Her matches suck, and her gimmick's fucking terrible. So they show Gargano and Ciampa in the back, and their baby faces here. So Tommaso Ciampa's face. They're talking to Rude and Gable, and they're controlled by the Revival. And they talk about how they've taken over NXT, and it's like they're completely ignoring everything that's happened between the two of them for 2 years. They've tried to kill each other for 2 years, but I guess we're just going to ignore that now. So we have DIY against the Revival on Raw, and I remember those matches they had in NXT, that classic match at the second Brooklyn show, and then they had the 2 out of 3 falls match, and then they had the feud with the AOP was involved in the triple threat. Such a great feud, and here it's just a match that the crowd can give 2 fucks about. They didn't give a shit about this. They didn't care. So DIY wins. Ciampa and Gargano win. They get the win, and that's it. So we just got Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster for the first time, and this crowd does not give a shit. So fuck this crowd. Yeah, I'm going to say this again. Fuck this crowd. Why don't you care? You get to see Gargano and Ciampa against the fucking Revival. You don't want to watch that. You don't want to watch Ricochet. You don't want to watch Aleister Black. You don't give a shit about any of the women. You don't give a shit about a tables match. You don't give a fuck about anything on this damn show. It's like, I thought they were just fucking I blame the crowd more than I blame WWE, and I'm someone who blames WWE whenever they have a bad crowd because the product sucks. But this crowd it's inexcusable how bad they were. So Gargano and Ciampa, when they show Balor and Ricochet talking in the back, he puts over Ricochet, and Ricochet is interviewed by Charlie. It was a good interview. So they show Ronda Rousey and Ruby Riott getting ready for their match. They show Kevin Owens in the movie theater. This guy's just going to be a joke now. He's going to be a face. I think it's just a comedy babyface act. He's a fat guy who people like. I don't know. This is where they're going to go with Kevin Owens now. So we have Sasha Banks and Bayley come out. They're saying how happy they are. The crowd likes them. They're chanting, "You deserve it." So they're being nice to them, but then they don't care again. They let Bayley talk. Let Sasha talk a lot last night. It's like, I'm so sick of seeing Sasha Banks. Ever since I was a little girl, Eddie Guerrero, I've wanted this since I was a little girl. I like Sasha, but I'm just messing with her. I don't know. It's the same. We've seen her do this a million times. But this goes on for a while. That was a babyface promo. They really tried to get these belts over. They say they're going to defend it on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And then you have Nia Jax come out. At least she didn't do that fucking gagging noise. But I have to hear Nia Jax. It's like, she has just get out of here, Nia. Just please release this chick. Release her and Tamina. Tamina's worse than her. They're just horrible. They tried to fight them, and they get their ass kicked by Bayley and Sasha, who are half their size. These heels Nia Jax and Tamina should both be fired. They're fucking trash. They show DX being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's actually a good induction. You have Triple H, Shawn Michaels, the Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and Chyna. All of them going in. You had McIntyre squash Ambrose. This was a joke. I don't even know what they're doing here. I'm not going to even talk about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. I hate Heyman right now. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Not a prediction, not the spoiler. It's been like he's saying the same shit for 5 fucking years. He has no new material. They show Rollins backstage. He's interrupted by Dean Ambrose. Rollins asked if he lost his mind. I don't know I don't even know where they're going with anything. It's just, you have Elias facing Aleister Black. Elias is out. This is the best they're going to do for Aleister Black. The crowd doesn't know who he is. The match is just uneventful. They had the cool entrance. I just think I'm so disappointed. I thought he should have debuted the night after WrestleMania. All of them should have debuted the night after WrestleMania. Why are you doing this stupid shit on Lafayette, Louisiana? But Aleister Black pins Elias. The root of all evil makes his WWE roster debut with a win over Elias. So I'm sure he's looking at Elias thinking, oh shit, this is going to be me in a few months. So main event. Rematch for the title, Ronda Rousey and Ruby Riott. I don't know why the hell Ruby Riott's getting a rematch. What did she deserve to get a rematch? She got destroyed, but she's getting a rematch even though she lost a match when she was even the champion. But it's the rematch. They have a competitive match. They didn't want to squash Ruby again. They gave her a match here. Ronda got the win eventually. They had the other two interfere, but Ronda fought them off. She beats Ruby Riott, and then you have Sarah and Liv attack Ronda. Ronda fights him off. No Becky Lynch. Look like Becky's going to come out. No Becky, no Charlotte. Just have Ronda destroy the Riott Squad again. She defeats Ruby. She takes down the other two. She stands tall. So Ronda Rousey is standing tall to end Raw. So that's how it ends. One of the worst Raws I've seen in a while, but it's not because of the show. The quality of the show, it's just the crowds ruined it. So once again, fuck you, Lafayette, Louisiana, for this goddamn crowd. So fuck this Raw crowd.